Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. Touchdowns on liquid air, on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's going on, good people? Happy Thursday to you. The week is moving. Daniel Berry Sports, first out the limo. I appreciate you. The week is moving. We are here one day from Friday. Hope you got all your plans together for Mother's Day. And just to see what we're going to do. What's up, Aussie Johnny? What's good with you, man? I appreciate that, man. I'm working on some things. I got to change my some of my transitions and some of my images because the Eagles stuff is done. Excuse me there. The Eagles stuff is done, so I got to re-up it and get some new images in there. To you're still gonna have some Eagles stuff and some more of the WNBA stuff because basically most of my content is NFL and WNBA. So, but I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the feedback, brother. Trying to get it done. And we after the Dallas Goddard information for the Eagles, most of the stuff has pretty much died down a little bit. So we can wait till camp starts and then we're gonna pick it up right over again. So but as of today, right now, it's all about the W. And you got a lot of injuries. You got some crazy talk. You got some stuff going on way too early. And I know they do it. And let's be real. The only reason they put stuff out there like that. Ooh, man, I just got nasally all of a sudden. The only reason they put that information out the way they do it is because it's basically clickbait. If you say anything about Caden Clark, the response on it on the social media is they're gonna go ham, right? They're gonna go crazy. So that's what they do. I saw somebody that started a poll already about Caden Clark, the preseason favorite for MVP, and I'm like, stop it, pump your brakes a little bit. Can we just get through the damn preseason first? Can we get through that first before you start putting that stuff on anybody? It's just not. I know it's just conversation, but it irks me to no end. You know, like I've always said, and I'll tell you guys, I'm a former player, so my perspective is always different. My perspective is always different. My show was called Pro Fan Talk. I was a pro first, then I was a fan, and now let's talk about it. But you can't, nobody's thinking about that stuff. Nobody's thinking about that stuff because you never know what's going to happen. You saw what just happened to Canada. You saw what happened to Georgia Amore. The injuries that's going on in the W right now are off the freaking chain. They are off the chain. So I don't understand. Well, no, I can't say that. I do understand. I do understand what they're doing. I understand why they're doing it. I understand why they had that conversation and why they bring these conversations up because they're gonna get the traffic. That's what it comes down to. They get the traffic, the clickbait, and all of that other kind of stuff. Stephen A. Smith has hyped up the rhetoric about Kayla. Yeah, listen, man. Stephen A. Smith, he's doing what he does. He's doing what he does. Do I honestly believe he believes everything he says on this show? Absolutely not. But the one thing you can say about Stephen A. Smith, and just for the record, I think I've ran into Stephen A. Smith twice. This was when I was still working for Apple. He came into my Apple store twice. And I was the guy at work where a lot of times you would have some celebrities come in or some athletes come in, and my coworkers would come and get me if somebody was, kind of acting out of sorts. Some of the young ladies may have been a little intimidated. They would come like, "Hey, coach, can you help me with this situation? Guys trying to, intimidate my female coworkers and some stuff like that." So I had that evil look sometimes. But I'm saying all that to say I met Stephen A. Smith twice, and of course everybody brings him to me. And Stephen A. Smith in person acts exactly like he does on television. He just wasn't as loud, but he does have an air about him. He does have that um, kind of that jerky arrogance about him. But that's just him. He wasn't. Now let me say this: he wasn't ignorant. He wasn't rude. He wasn't anything like that. He did try to big time us a little bit, but every celebrity that used to come in our store would try to do that. We had the one lady used to come in. If you're from Philadelphia, um, what's her name? She used to be on the news. I think her name Kathy Orr. She came in one time and she did the whole. She tried to ask if we could help her out real quick, and then when we said, you got to get an appointment, we might not be able to see you tonight. Then she gets up close and she's like, I'm Kathy Ord, I work for the news and blah blah blah. And it's like, lady, if we could help you, everybody like that, we would help everybody like that. So um, we would get stuff like that all the time, and people would try to big time us. It's busy. It's on the weekend. Stephen A. Smith comes in. It's a bunch of people in there. Um, Now the situation with him is we would try to help him out because this was on a Saturday, so it's a ton of people in the store. Ton of people in the store. And then you recognize them, and you don't want a line of autographs and all of that type of stuff. So in a situation like that, a lot of times, like, yo, man, come on up with me. Come to the front. We'll take you up here. That sort of thing. Because we would have people. Let me tell you something, man. Uh, People can be ignorant when they want to push up on you. If they don't want an autograph, but they want to talk to you like they know you, or they just people get silly sometimes. So we would have to protect the people from that. Um, so yeah, man. I remember I had to move. A girl had come in, just graduated high school, came in with her cap and gown, and her and her friends were going down to the shore. She was a gorgeous girl. And this one dude, one of the customers in there, really started like hounding her to the point where I had to move her from the table and take her to the front just to get this dude away from me because he was being like he was on borderline creepy. So, but I digress. Went on a rant there. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith, he's like that. The only reason he's doing this stuff is to generate clicks. He doesn't believe everything he says, um, but it generates the talk, and that's what he's supposed to be doing. He's generating the talk. So uh, people are gonna, regardless of what he says, and regardless of where you agree or not, the majority of the people, half the people are going to hate him, half the people are going to side with him. So he wins in both situations because the people that hate him are still tuning in for the train wreck, and that's the way things are going today. So now everybody got something to say about the whole Hannah Hidalgo and the girl and Olivia Miles. They little confrontation, and, and it's like, well, you know what you're gonna do. Everybody got something to say about you should have did this, you should have did that. And it's like, well, maybe they shouldn't have. Maybe they did exactly what they were supposed to do, and you don't know the conversation they had once they went in the tunnel. So who knows? But the one thing I do know is that let's chill on Caitlin Clark being MVP. Um, we got a gang of injuries. Um, I do want to kind of get into Caitlin Chin. Real interested in the Golden State Valkyries. You got that head coach. I'm not sure. I believe she's Chinese. and Caitlin Chen, clearly she was the most popular player on that court the other day. Clearly, every time she touched the ball, the place was going nuts. Now, the question is, does she deserve to be there? Um, Natalie Nakasi, she's the coach. Does she deserve to be there? That is the question. Is somebody else getting cut? Because I know it was a lot of noise when they let Cheyenne Sellers go, but I still think there was some more. There was more to it than that. There's more to it than that. So um, that there's going to be more to come out about Cheyenne Sellers. I think she wanted to go back to the East Coast. That's just my opinion. Caitlin Chen is definitely not better than Cheyenne Sellers. So I am of the opinion, everybody doesn't necessarily agree with me, but I am of the opinion that Cheyenne Sellers wanted to go back to the East. She may have asked to be released. So that's just my opinion. I don't know if it's true, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, Natalie Nakasi, she cut her teeth with, I want to say, the Warriors, Golden State Warriors, because I know she was like an assistant for one of the NBA teams for a minute. She's Japanese. Thank you, Aussie Johnny. Japanese, and people, I'm telling you, people gonna feel some kind of way if Caitlin Chen makes this team. They're gonna feel some kind of way, because there's other players better than her. But that's just the way that it goes. That's just the way that it goes. Let me see something real quick. I'm trying to see. Yeah, okay. She's Japanese. Caitlin Chen is Chinese. Um, but she just won the title with UConn. So there you go. So um, I think she'll end up getting cut, but we'll see with all of these injuries and all that type of stuff. You never know what's gonna happen. Man. You never know what's gonna happen. So, um, but it's just a talking point, and people want to go there because you got to talk about the isms and the ists. And in this case, we're not talking about racism. We're talking about favoritism and colorism. That is a real thing. It is not uncommon. It is not. The other leagues are not exempt. Some of the politicking and stuff that you get in the NFL, I can tell you some stories. So this is no different. This is something that comes with professional sports. It's not fair and it's not supposed to be fair. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing that happens in Fortune 500s. It's the same thing that happens at your job. It's the same thing that happens at McDonald's or any place where you have workers. You have managers, you have workers. You have people that run the show, and you have people that manage the show. So, and everybody's been in the situation where you might have a friend or somebody that friend, family member who is a manager or who is in a hiring position, who is a CEO, and they say, "Hey, I'm gonna get you in. You come work for me before you go to college. I'm gonna take care of you. Or when you get done, come see me. I'm gonna get you started. That's what you do. I ain't got no problem with that. That's what you do. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. So that is not uncommon. And that doesn't, let me say it like this. I know that's going to rub some people the wrong way. It doesn't bother me in the least. Doesn't bother me in the least. It is what it is. You're not going to stop it, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. What's up, Wardy Mac? Check WNBA story. Will be lined up in top sellers and product sales. She is right behind Reese and up. Yeah, man. I agree. Because guess what? Asian folks support. And they definitely support their own. So again, I ain't got no problem with that. I'm gonna get me some merch. I do like the hat. I like the colors. I like the logo. It's funny for me. I was born in the seven. I was born in '70, so I grew up. My formative years were in the '80s, arcades and all of that type of stuff. So as soon as I saw the logo for Golden State, immediately I was like, that looks like the Tempest arcade game back in the day. I used to love that game. So I'm definitely gonna get some merch. I'm definitely gonna get me probably gonna get me a Valkyries golf shirt, and I'm definitely gonna get me a Indiana Fever golf shirt. So definitely gonna get some merch. Throw my money their way, you know. But yeah, it's the the playing favorites and stuff like that. It ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new. So the politics, it ain't going nowhere. As long as there's money being made, and as long as you get somebody in power that can make some decisions, they're gonna do what they want to do. Period. So I tell you what, man, Kate Martin just took to me, Kate Martin last year when she made the team, she was somebody that just caught everybody off guard. And the way she plays and her work ethic and just the way she go about her business, everybody she's the person that is hard not to like. It's hard to dislike that player because she keep her head down. She don't say much. She just get out there and she play ball. Same way she did at Iowa. She was much more of a leader at Iowa, but she knew Caitlin Clark was the star. She played her role. She hit them shots. So I like Kate Martin. She getting exactly what she deserved. Exactly what she deserved. She didn't expect to be drafted, and the way things went, and then lo and behold, she makes the team last year with the Aces, um, and she becomes one of their popular players because everybody's got a soft spot for people that grind. Everybody got a soft spot for people that grind for sure. Wody Mack and everybody in the chat, Aussie Johnny, if you got time, I will drop the link today. I'm gonna drop it in about 10 minutes. It's 8:23 Eastern Standard Time here. I'm gonna drop the link at 8:30. So if you guys want to come on, Johnny, if you want to come on and talk a little bit, we can make that happen. Um, uh, yeah, the Valkyries, that game was amazing. And guess what? Kelsey Plum looks good with the Sparks. Rakia Jackson, she got overshadowed last year because LA was such a bad team. Rakia Jackson looked good. I think her and Kelsey Plum gonna get something going. And then when Cam Brink come back, that's gonna be something to see. So I don't know what Cam Brink's prognosis is when she's expected to be back. I know she's practicing, and I don't know if she's practicing or if she's rehabbing. I know she's been on the court, but there's a difference. You can get on the court and be doing rehab. So I don't know. I don't know if she's 70, 80, 90%. I don't know what her progress is. But I'm expecting Cam Brink to be back sometime during the season. So, but Professor, I agree with you. They look good. They look good. I've seen something good from every team. From every team. And yes, I'm an Indiana fan, but I really want to see Camila Cardoso really, really take off for Chicago. Angel Reese is gonna do what she do. But Camila Cardoso put in work over in China in the offseason. She didn't play it on Rival. She was over there playing 5-on-5, getting that work in. And she had a great season. She had a great season. So I really want to see her. Um, like I said, Rakia Jackson she got swallowed up last year. It's just one of those things. Yeah, I know. That's the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Henry. What they did to all of the rookies. Alyssa Peely. You see, Alyssa Peely finally gets some clock. And what does she do? She's 3 for 3 from deep, 9 points. She should have been playing a lot more last year, but Shell Reeves keeps them young players on the bench. Raquel looked good. They didn't start her. And even if you don't start her, just slowly work the minutes up. By the end of the year, she was playing and she was playing well. She's looked good in preseason. She looked really good in preseason. Letitia Amahir, she's looked good. She's looked really good. Hell, Brittany Griner looked good the other day. With what she get, 16 and 5, I guess that was. 16 and 10, double. 16 points, 10 rebounds, and she hit two threes. Brittany Griner did that. So, and then she about knocked the air out of Sonia Citron. That was funny. She had her welcome to the W moment. So, um, I think Rickea is going to open up. I'm hoping that Sanaya Fagan can do something. But I think Sanaya Fagan going to get caught up like Rickea did last year. But I think right now Rickea is just a better player than Sanaya is. But Sanaya has looked good. I'm hoping that she gets a lot more attention and she has a much better game. Who else were we talking about? Georgia Moore. She's off her and Anissa Moreau. I don't know what the situation is going to be. These injuries have been ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's see if they got an update. See if they got an update. Injury status. There we go. All right. Cheyenne Sellers. She's day to day. Jordan Canada. Okay, so Canada wasn't too bad. She went down the other day, but apparently it wasn't too bad, especially if she's day to day. Because if it was worse than that, they'd have said something. You know what? Let me put this on. Hold on for a second. Hold on. There we go. There we go. I spent so much time on these graphics. I was like, let me go ahead and do this up. But I'm kind of off center here. So let me move myself over. And let me do the other one. We're gonna get to this in a second. Let me move me over here. There we go. It looks a lot better. So we were talking about the injuries. Yeah, the injuries are piling up, man. I agree with that, Henry. I like Alyssa Pilley, man. I like her. I wanted to see her play a little bit more last year. I thought it was very I don't want to say stupid, but because I know coach is going to coach their team. But Cheryl Reeves, she plays for the Minnesota Lynx. She is Native American. You have a huge Native American population in Minnesota. Why wouldn't you pump this girl up and get her some minutes? To me, that's bigger than the game. That's bigger than the game. But again, Cheryl Reeves, what you gonna say? She went to the finals. So I'm nitpicking. Thank you, Wody Mac. I appreciate all feedback on my graphics because that's what I do. So I'm very particular and I'm always trying to put something in that catches your eye. So I appreciate that. Professor, man, I can't say that. I can't say that because I'm not, I make it a point, and I do this in football as well. I make it a point not to answer those questions in the preseason because it's irrelevant. I'll be able to answer that question after game 5, or at least give me to like between 5 and 10. When you get to around game 8 and you can really see what teams are or what, because I can make that prediction and we still got 30 something games left. So I need to see people on the court. That's what I need to see. So I don't really, I kind of leave that alone because to me, it's not. If the wrong player makes the wrong step at the wrong time, a whole team can go in the tank. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be. At least I am. I'm mindful of that. So I don't know. Maybe it's an ex-player thing. I don't know. But right now, I don't. Let me see how they play on the court against real people when it's not just preseason and coaches are scrambling lineups and trying different things and trying different plays and there's too much experimental going on in preseason to really make that analysis. So I just don't do it. So sorry. I'm sorry if that was long-winded, bro. But yeah. What up, Carlos? Injuries are the only thing if you worry about when it comes to the Fever. Yes, I believe they will be a very good team come to end of the season. CC is going to piss the W off. Listen, they are counting on CC. Why you think they gave her 41 games on TV? They counting on that. They counting on that. They trying to make money. They trying to get paid. So, the health thing is something that happens. You can't get away from that. I don't care what sport you play. You got to stay healthy. You got to stay healthy. You got to stay healthy. Period. Doesn't matter what sport you play. So, it's going to be very interesting if she does get hurt. But let's knock on wood and all of that other kind of stuff, and let's not even go there. Let's just assume that she's going to have a healthy season. She was smart enough to kind of stay back. She didn't do the unrivaled thing. She got rest in the offseason. That's exactly what she needs. She is one of those players in this league that can afford to do that. She don't need to make no extra cash. She don't need to take the extra risk with the injury. Nobody needs to do that. You look at what's her name? Benita Laney Hamilton. Is that her name? She got hurt in Unrivaled. So her thing is kind of on hold. And I said this yesterday, man, is listen, this is in life. The most important, the most expensive, and the most precious thing in this reality is time. Time is the only thing you can't get back. So if you get injured and you losing time on the court, somebody's coming in and taking your spot. And especially when you got like a knee injury or something like that, that means you ain't running, you ain't. So what you gonna do? You gonna sit at the table, you gonna eat your food, you gonna put on some pounds, and then you gotta once whatever's wrong with you gets healed, now you gotta work yourself back into shape. And then it's hard to get back into shape because you got an injury. It's hard to get back into shape when you nursing a knee injury or a knee tear. And then once you get back in shape, then you got to get in mental shape because now your brain has to tell your body that the knee is healed or your shoulder is healed or your hip is healed. And you got to be able to flip that switch and be able to go full speed. Because once you heal the body, the mental has to come into play. And that can be a hard process. So we'll see. Everybody see. I just dropped the link in the chat if anybody wants to jump on. Yeah, I know, man. She an old school coach. I ain't mad at her. I'm nitpicking. Just like, everybody got their favorite team and they got their favorite player. Whether they play or not is a whole different conversation. So you want to see certain people do well. I want to see Rickea Jackson do better. I want to see Kennedy Carter back in the league. And I'm saying that as a Fever fan. She shouldn't. The whole situation with Caitlin Clark is not what got Kennedy Carter kicked out of the league. That's got nothing to do with it. So you gotta hey, what's up? You gotta might have to mute that or put your headphones on. I'm getting your feedback bad.
Oh, you know what? I got my TV on. That better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my
What's going on, Carlos?
Ain't nothing. You know how it is. Another day, another dollar.
Yes, sir.
Just out here, blessed to see another day. I ain't complaining.
Man.
Just can't wait for the W to start.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, man. Been a good preseason. It's been very, very exciting. Very, as far as the Fever go, I did not expect that from Sophie Cunningham. I definitely did not expect to see what we've been seeing from Natasha Howard. I knew Natasha Howard was good, but Natasha Howard does not look like she's been in the league for 11 years. And for that matter, neither does DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner is in her 17th year, and she running up and down the court, man. So,
New energy, man. New energy.
man, it's something crazy, man. But like what I was saying, Professor, to that, I want to see Kennedy back in the league,
Mm-hmm.
but her track record is kind of killing her. Her track record is the off the field stuff is not worth the on the field, the on the court production. That's what the management thinks. Because if they didn't think that, she'd be on somebody's team. She's too good. She is too good to not be on somebody's team. But they don't
Yeah.
want to deal with the trouble.
And in a crazy way, you need somebody like Chennedy Carter in the league. You know, like the NBA needs Draymond, and you always need those villain type players. But within the, when you say if she's doing too much for what her production brings, then yeah, that's doing too much. But I don't mind an old school type player. What I mean, getting a little rough and tough. I come from that era, so you know what I mean. I don't mind that. I don't mind a little rough and tumble. I like her. I mean, she obviously got some mental things to deal with or whatever have you. But nobody knows what goes on in a person's mind or how they are. So we really don't know how she is as far as that. But she definitely has a history of
Yeah, man.
mentally just like impulsive. They just seem like impulsive, just quick. And that's how it usually happens though. When somebody messes up, it's usually on an impulsive move or something like that. So but
Yeah, and
I
you
agree
can
with
get it
you.
together. You can get it together because
Yeah.
look at what happened with Courtney Williams.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
really up
remember,
to the individual. It's up to the
yeah,
individuals.
yeah, because Courtney Williams was in some nasty stuff. She got into a fight that was on camera.
Shoot,
So,
what's the center's name? The one she doing modeling now. She was in the league a few years ago.
Liz
Right.
Cambridge.
Yeah, she was another
Yeah,
one. She was a solid player, but you know what I mean?
yeah,
What can
it's
you do?
always something, man. But I want to see her back in the league, man. We need her back in the league, but
Yeah.
maybe they think otherwise.
And
So
it got to a point where it's like, look, we can't let you back in. We didn't give you too many chances. It's like, what can you
yeah,
do?
we'll see. We'll see.
Maybe in a few years, maybe in a couple years, maybe, who knows? Somebody might pick her
Well,
up. Whatever.
if they keep with these injuries, they might have to bring her back. Shoot.
It's crazy though, man. And it's not just this sport though. Like it seems
No.
like the last few years, every sport, people just been just falling down, getting injured. It's like, wow, it's like it's crazy because it's like in a sense you have technology where you get healed faster, where you can, you have certain workout regimens, but it seems like these guys are getting injured faster than guys who just had regular workouts back in the day. It just seems like more guys are getting hurt today than opposed when you was playing, coach.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. We was built different, bro. I don't know what the situation is, but
Weird,
this
especially with football. You can't unviolent a violent sport. You know what I mean? It's no way you can, with what they're doing now, it's just it's gonna be two hand touching next 20 years. But I'm not worried
we've
about
had
the
that.
yeah, I'm not worried about the fever. The only thing that's really concerning me is just I think they're gonna be fine as far as gelling. It's just the
Oh yeah.
injuries. That's pretty much what I'm worried about, is just the injuries. That's it, at the wrong time. But I think they're going to be a well-oiled machine by the time it hits the playoffs. And
Yeah,
they're gonna
I like
continue
to
to do
give it
that.
at least 5 or 6 games. Then
Mhm.
you really because it's so important to see them against somebody else. And I'm not talking about Brazil. I ain't counting that game. That was fun to watch. It's fun, Caitlin Clark hitting them long as logo threes, but that was Brazil. We need to see them against some real competition and not, the preseason, everything is vanilla.
Mhm.
So they're not, showing the playbook and all of that type of stuff. So a lot of
Oh
stuff is
yeah.
just vanilla. You're trying to feel each other out,
Mhm.
but you still want to play against that other colored jersey. So I don't put too much stock into that. I don't know who that was. Was that you that was asking me about the the final four for the W?
No, no, I believe it was the comment before me. I think
Yeah, that was
Professor
but
something. I think it was or something.
yeah,
I'm not
the
sure.
Professor. It just ain't really much you can do with that. I don't like. I do the same thing with the Eagles. I don't want to hear nothing until at least week 3 or 4, because it's so many things that could happen. It's so many things that these teams are trying to do. It's so many teams. It's so much that Stephanie White has got to get together. Not to mention, you got all of them players. I didn't even realize until a couple weeks ago that they got to cut down to like 12 players, and it's like, ooh, that's
Yeah, some
tight.
players gonna be gone.
That's
Yeah,
tight. Because a lot
she
of
got to
people
get.
complaining already that she cut Bree Hall.
Yeah, she's got to. I mean, the rotations. You got to get the right pieces there too, as far as who's going to work, coming on the bench, coming off the bench. What player is going to work with this player at this moment? What you know what I mean? It's a lot of situational coaching that has to be done. So, I
Yeah, man.
mean, she's got a job too, and I believe she's going to be fine. I think they got a good coach. I think she's a solid coach.
Yeah. It's very curious that you haven't heard hide nor hair of Christy Sides. She didn't get another job. I guess she just,
They
she
got
ain't.
her in Shanghai. She with the Shanghai Sharks.
I know she got I know she got like a little kid, so maybe she just decided to take some time off and just watch for a little bit. But I
After
kind
this
of,
season, I would too.
huh?
After this season, I would too. She probably went through a lot of like, you know, having to deal with CC and not her individually, but everything that was around it, all the extra attention, the criticism. She wasn't used to that. But you know what I
Yeah,
mean? They were
but here's the thing, though. It's like that's what you're there for,
no, I
because
know that. I know that. What I'm saying is that that's why she probably took some time. Or she's like, let me just get away from the game for a minute.
oh
I'm
yeah,
just kind of
I got
like, I'm just right now. Let me, you
I
know what I
got
mean?
that
You know what
makes
I mean?
sense.
But, mhm.
Because
But
I
coach,
didn't think I think she got better, but I thought she was a little overmatched.
yeah,
So,
that was the first time they made the play. And plus, at the same time, you got to kind of give her just kind of a little bit of like grace in a sense when it's like the team just never improved until they really got Cece. They pretty much just had Kelsey.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I'm so glad she stayed. I saw an article, or I saw somebody did a video,
Mhm.
and they were saying that Kelsey Mitchell said that Christy Sides almost made her want to leave. I didn't watch it. If anybody else in the chat saw that article or they read something about it, let me know. But I haven't seen that. So I want to I gotta check that out. So um
There could be a whole bunch of things that's in that gumbo coach. It could be, yeah, I'm pretty sure, it probably was coach, but then her too. Again, those players had to deal with it too. You know what I'm saying? With all that
absolutely.
extra
Absolutely.
tension, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, all those years that you play where it's like you're not getting no type of recognition enough. You barely heard anything about the WNBA on any sports cast or anything, unless somebody was pretty much talking about it until like Cece came in and everybody's like, oh my God, let's just pay
Well,
attention to all this shit.
so here's my perspective on that. Because you're
Hmm.
not wrong. But before that Caitlin Clark's junior year,
Hmm.
when Iowa LSU happened,
Right.
when LSU won the title,
Hmm.
I was hearing about Asia. I was hearing about Asia Wilson before I really got that, probably that same year that I got into the really watching the college game.
Okay.
Because when that year, that whole year, that was what, 22? Um
20, yeah, 20, 22, 23. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, 22,
that was
23.
22. That was the first time I didn't watch any men's NCAA basketball. I watched all women all year. And then I didn't miss it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna rock with this for a while. So, and then it just kept getting better. Then, of course, the next year, with us being in Philly, Dawn Staley did her thing undefeated. She still ain't get our props for being going undefeated, by the way. But um, I didn't miss it. But, and I'm saying all that to say, at that particular time, I was still hearing nuggets about Asia Wilson, because
Fair play.
that was the second of her back to backs.
Yeah, because
Because
Vegas was winning titles. Like they
yeah,
won what
but
back to back, and then she's winning the MVP. So
what really made Vegas, to me, what made Vegas stand out was with all of the talk about, the attitude, like we've been here, and it wasn't just Caitlin Clark, it was us too.
uh-huh.
Uh, she was the only one, or Vegas was the only team where I heard anything about ticket sales. Because I remember when
Mhm.
Vegas, they were the first team to sell out their season tickets before the season started.
Right.
And I was like, okay. So a lot of times when you had the whole attitude last year, where it was like it ain't just Caitlin, the only
Mhm.
one I would say that was Asia too, because she was making moves, and I was hearing about Las Vegas and what she had done before Caitlin and Angel got in the league. Everybody else, not so much. As good as Sue Bird was, I don't remember seeing Sue Bird on television.
Hmm.
Ella, what's her name? Ella Del Don. I don't remember seeing her. I'd never even heard of her. But again, I'm only a second year fan, so I'm talking about people. Everybody know who Cheryl Swoops is. Everybody know who Lisa Leslie is, and Rebecca Lobo and Dawn Staley. And when that team went to the Olympics and all of that type of stuff, they was the squad that put the WNBA on the map.
Yeah,
And then
Deladon, she definitely had like but local buzz because she did go to Connecticut. She left Connecticut and she
yeah,
went to Delaware, and she was just balling.
okay,
She's
I
a
didn't know
real
that.
good player. She's a real good player. It's just injuries and stuff like that messed up. But she was definitely a good player coming out. Shamika Holsclaw was another one that
Yeah,
got some
Tamika
buzz coming out.
Holdsclaw, absolutely. Candace Parker.
Candace Parker
Now,
definitely
I
had
used to
some
watch.
buzz.
I used to watch Candace Parker when she was at Tennessee. I
If
used
she
to
was in
watch her.
today's league in her prime, she cook it.
Yes,
I
she
mean,
was.
she plays like Carmelo Anthony in a sense to me, man. She can do it all round, like jump shot, mid range. I love watching Candace Parker in her prime. I love
Yep.
watching Candace Parker.
And
One of my
and
favorites.
I do remember seeing Tina Thompson.
Oh
Tina
yeah.
Thompson was nasty.
Mm-hmm.
She was nasty. And even I just did a video today. I don't know if y'all saw it yet. If you haven't checked it out.
Mm-hmm.
I did a video today about Dominique Malonga dunking.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of went into the other players in the league that can dunk. Kiki Iriafen, Toby Fournier, who's still in college, Ashlyn Watkins at South Carolina, Letitia Amihir, she can dunk. Brittany Griner, and in the video I mentioned Brittany Griner dunking in Unrivaled, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, at her age and the amount of muscle mass that she's put on, that's a hard endeavor for her now.
Yeah.
But I had to go back and look, and Brittany Griner was nasty when she was dunking. She was dunking on folks with two hands in traffic, all of that type of stuff. I was like, I had to bring that back because I was like, I just don't remember seeing it, and it's a shame because now we at a point where I think Malonga can definitely ignite the league if she can dunk. Because I want to see it in the game in real time. I don't want to see I don't care if it's a breakaway, but I don't want to see it in. I don't want to see Kiki Iriafen's workout tape where she dunking and just looking beastly. And then, of course, you saw what happened at USC when Juju Watkins went down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I remember the first woman I remember seeing dunk was Lisa Leslie. She was the
Yeah,
first one I remember seeing dunk. Because I remember the early WNBA days. I remember the Houston Rockets, and I'm telling you, Coach, it was those first 4 years in the league, Coach. I'm telling you, those are like compared to now, those are like some of the most exciting years in the WNBA. Like those first four
and
years,
them games were packed.
packed. They were competitive.
Yep.
They were real good, real
Yep.
good. The first ever WNBA game was Los Angeles versus the Liberty. They
Yeah.
had Lisa Leslie and Rebecca Lobo. I will never forget that.
Yeah,
But I
Lobo played
remember.
for Liberty. That's right.
To play for the Liberty. They had Weatherspoon was the coach of the Sky, the former coach of Sky. She was the point guard of the
He was a point. Her and
Mhm. Becky Hammond. Becky
Becky
Hammond.
Hammond. Yep.
Yeah.
Becky
Mhm.
Hammond was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching all of them in college and all that. Like even though like I wasn't into it as much as I am now, but I always stayed like along to where it's like I know I can hold a conversation with somebody, but
Right.
it's like I still kind of stayed, attached to it a bit. But yeah, those first 4 years, Coach, man, those you got to see old highlight tapes, especially at Tina Thompson and them in that Houston team. Oh my Lord,
Tina
they'll run
Thompson was
through the sleep.
nasty. And it's a shame that you just back then you didn't have so many distractions. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
have 5011 cable channels
Mm-hmm.
and Netflix and HBO Max, and you ain't have all of that. So there was less distraction. So, and there wasn't 8 million things that you could do. There was no cell phones, all that type of
Yep.
stuff. So it's a shame because Tina Thompson would be phenomenal on television right now.
Oh
She would
God, she
be
would.
phenomenal in Unrivaled.
Oh
So
God, her versus Asia or like
Or
or
Fee.
or Fee or Fee. Oh my God,
Yep.
those matchups would be ridiculous, man. I loved watching her play. They just had a nasty team, man, just between um Cynthia Cooper and Swoops and Tina.
Yep.
Those three right
Yep.
there
Yep.
was
Yep.
just nasty, man.
It
Nasty.
was it was just a different time, man. So, but now you got you
Yeah,
got
and
8 million things to take your attention.
going back to what you were saying earlier about the distraction, I guarantee you they didn't have to deal with as many media people as
No.
opposed today. Because you remember, you have all these people on platforms now. You got people who aren't even media people who got channels. They get to go
Yep.
ask questions now. So everybody's media now. It's a totally different time, man. Totally different time. But coach, I'm gonna let you go. Maybe somebody might jump on, whatever, man. I just want to chat it
All
up with
right.
you for a minute. About to go
Appreciate you,
eat my
bro.
ice cream Snickers real quick.
I got one waiting for me.
Yeah.
All right, man. I
I'll
appreciate
be
you.
on the chat. I'll be in the chat.
All right, bro. Ice cream Snickers. Uh Alan, we don't like Cheryl now. I don't know. Cheryl Swoops done went on some old other stuff. However, comma, I am not gonna disrespect her game because Cheryl Swoops was nasty. I don't like what she's become and some of her. I can't even say that. Some of her takes and her opinions, I don't care for. So I just choose not to watch her. I ain't gonna try to slam her. She said some dumb shit, but it is what it is. So she getting what she get. She made this bed, but I'm not gonna take anything away from Swoop's game. She was nasty. You got to remember, uh, back in the day, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Lobo, um, and who else was on that Olympic team? Dawn Staley. Remember when they was on Martin? That was like the highest of the high if you was on Martin. If you was on Martin or if you was on Living Single, you was doing something. You was definitely doing something. So, but I will say this though, Cheryl Swoops was the first person I remember seeing having like the Nike commercials. Remember when she used to do them commercials with Kyla Pratt? When Kyla Pratt was like 8, 9 years old, and it was her and the two other little kids, and they was smart talking her, all flip with her. They had the one where she was out pushing her little. She had just had her son, and she was pushing him on the swing. And Kyla Pratt show up with her little cronies, and they talking bad to her. All of that stuff. Yeah, man. Martin. If you was on Martin, dude, you was doing something back then. That was you couldn't get no higher than that. If you was on Martin or if you was on Arsenio. If you was a guest on Arsenio, man, your profile was through the roof. So, um, yeah, I know Cooper and Swoops didn't get along. I've seen that before. I've seen that before. Also, I heard with it was Cheryl Miller, and she said it on that podcast when she was talking about Caitlin Clark. It was her and the other player on her team that didn't get along, but they made it work. They made it work. Um, and you know what? Glad you brought that up. Glad you brought that up about Cooper and Swoops not getting along. They didn't get along, but they respected each other enough to play on the same team because you ain't got to get along to win. And with the situation that just happened with Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo, and I said this before, I made a whole video about it, and I feel like they wasted greatness. I think Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo wasted greatness because I don't think they're going to be as good as they were together. Hannah Hidalgo is good. Olivia Miles is good, very good. Both of them I would put elite level players in the NCAA women's game. But together, they were otherworldly and they could really do some things. And it's one of those things where it was good until it wasn't. So, you know, um, these kids today, man, I gotta, that's my little pet peeve. Like these kids, you ain't got to like each other to work together to be facing in the same direction. You ain't got, and that's, I think, another byproduct of the whole social media thing. Everybody got to be buddies, and everybody trying to put on. And if you don't like each other, you ain't gotta put on. Just stay in your lane. No, we ain't gotta go clubbing and all of that type of stuff. Just stay in your lane. But now, if you don't like somebody, you got to say something about it, and then it gets all blown out of proportion, and everybody else get involved in it. And before you know it, it turns into something that didn't exist before. So that's my pet peeve with all of that, man. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Yeah, there was a problem together, man. There was a problem together. Cynthia Cooper, yep. They wasn't no joke. You got two alpha personalities, man. And I say this all the time. You don't deal with people, you deal with personality. And both of them had the personality where they wanted to be the top dog. And you're gonna clash like that. And that happens in professional sports. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. Let's go back to my other. I gotta get these boards right. Some of this stuff I ain't used in a while. Come on back. Ah, there we go. So I did want to talk some more about these injuries, right? Because you saw what happened to Georgia Amore. Um, and this list, listen to this list. I'm gonna go down this list. Go down this list. And I'm gonna read you the status. All right. Cheyenne Sellers is day to day. Jordan Canada is day to day. Although Jordan Canada I thought was gonna be a lot worse. So the fact that she's day to day is good. Mariah Jefferson day to day. Amy Okonkwo, she's day to day. Lisa Lakin out. Sanaya Rivers out. Anissa Moreau out. Diamond DeShields out. Tayasha Harris day to day. Louisa Giselle Solder. Oof, I think I butchered that name. Giselle Solder. She's day to day. Justin Jacite from Golden State. She is out. Unlikely to suit up for the Valkyries this season. Somebody reported. Elizabeth Kitley for Las Vegas, day to day. Dana Evans, day to day. Megan Gustafson, out. Cheyenne Parker Tyus, out. Julie Alamon, out. Cameron Brink, out. Although Brink is supposed to come out in June. She's supposed to be back on the court in June, right? Kayla McBride, day to day. Diamond Miller, day to day. Jessica Shepard, out. Aubrey Griffin, out. Leonie Febich, out. Brianna Stewart, out. Benita Laney Hamilton, out. Raquel Carrera, out. Sahia Ridard, out. And then you got Katie Lou Samuelson, out. And you got Dominique Malonga, day to day. Gabby Williams, day to day. Easy McBeggars, day to day. They'll be playing. Shakira Austin is out. Georgia Amore is out. Aaliyah Edwards is out. Amore has been ruled out for the 2025 season. Damn. And then you got Austin, Shakira Austin. She set out for a leg. All of them people out. That's why I say, listen, Kennedy Carter might have a chance to get back into the league because the way things are going now, somebody gonna need her. Somebody is going to need her. So it is not out of the realm of possibility that Kennedy Carter could end up in the league, and I want to see it. I want to see it. So we'll see how it works because sometimes it ain't the best team that makes it to the finals, it's the healthiest team. And you got a lot of issues right now, bro. A lot of issues. So Alan, whose game you was talking about? Canada? Jordan Canada? Yeah, it's a lot of people, man. I really like Sarah Ashley Barker. I want to see her do well. Like I said, Rakia Jackson. Rakia Jackson was good last year. Los Angeles just wasn't getting the hype because they were a bad team and they got overshadowed. Seattle's going to be better. They got to figure out how to use Malonga. You can't just ignore the 6'6" woman that's dunking on folks. That's going to happen. So why are you concerned with Caitlin? Why are you concerned with Caitlin? Just about her getting injured? That's what everybody does. That's what everybody. Caitlin will be fine. She'll get rest. I think everybody just got bent out of shape because they had built up, and that's the problem when you got somebody on TV 41 times. Injuries are going to happen. They hyped the preseason game. You know, they had the best promo, and now you know, and all that type of stuff. And they were hyping it up good. And then she had a minor leg injury. They was being precaution. They was being cautious, and they didn't want anything bad to happen. So they played it smart. They played it smart. That's what they're supposed to do. So, but yeah, man, these injuries are something special. And it's like, woof. So, um, but it'll work itself out. It'll work itself out because everybody's gonna go through the same stuff. Everybody's gonna have injuries, and everybody's gonna come through. Give it, 10. When they get to the halfway point of the season, then you'll really be able to see what's what and who's struggling and who's not. So, yeah, I got to scout every team too, man. I like Paige. Paige, they're gonna try to pump Paige up a little bit, but I'm seeing Paige is gonna have a good rookie year. I think it's gonna be good, not great, and that's okay for your number one pick. That's okay. Um, you know, Warrior. What's the score? Put the score in the chat if you're watching the Warriors. Put the score in the chat, especially after that game. At least the NBA finals have been good. The playoffs have been good. So at least they got that going for them because the regular season was a drag. And you know what? Let me shut up because I have no right to speak on the NBA because I didn't watch not their game, not one, not one. Once I can't say that I did watch a couple games, and then once Joel Embiid got hurt, I was like, Lord have mercy, I'm good, I'm over it. So it was, um, uh, Alan. I don't know that yet. I don't know that yet. I got to give her the benefit of the doubt. I got to let her play and talk to me when we get to game 10. And we'll see what Paige Beckers has. I think the issue is she got to play with Arike. Very similar to what Caitlin had to do with Kelsey Mitchell. And Kelsey Mitchell still ended up a better shooter than Caitlin Clark. So you got to learn how to do your thing and you got to learn how to spread it around. But when you're coming from a program like UConn, she already know that. She played with AZ Foot and Sarah Strong, the best freshman in the country. And I'll say it again every time I talk about them. Sarah Strong was the most valuable player of that tournament, not AZ Fudd. And I'm saying that, and AZ Fudd was balling. I'm not trying to take anything away from AZ Fudd, but Sarah Strong was that much better. And she was a true freshman. So that, to me, that's bonus points. That's bonus points for Sarah Strong. But I ain't mad that AZ Fudd was voted the MVP. I ain't mad at that at all. So, it's we got to wait till they play. We got to wait till they play. Right now, and I'm saying this, Indiana Fever included. Everybody is nothing but paper tigers. They just paper tigers. Everything is on paper. It looks good. Great. Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So Sonia Citron had a plan the other day until Brittany Griner set that pick on her and didn't budge. It wasn't a cheap shot. She just bulked up. She flexed on him. Most people don't know that when you set a pick, you're supposed to flex. You flex, you tighten your shoulders and you flex your biceps, and it makes your core tighten up. And then you trying to pretend you a brick wall, and if somebody ain't paying attention, it feels like you hitting a brick wall. Because Brittany hit her all up here, but when she went down, she was holding her stomach because it took her breath away. So, yeah, me too, man. I want to see Juju get back. The thing with Juju is though, and I said this earlier, you got to look at Juju's biggest thing is going to be her mental. She will rehab. She'll rehab fine. They got um, a lot of good equipment at her school, so that's not an issue. She'll get the best medical care. Um, she got good insurance. She got good State Farm insurance, all that kind of stuff. So um, she'll be ready to go, but she has to get her mental together. She's not. She'll probably miss all of next year, probably. So we'll see. Um, yeah, Brittany just welcomed her to the W. Absolutely, that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way it goes sometimes. So, but I think it's been a great season. I like the way everything is gone. What's going on, Nancy? How you doing? Juju will give some good advice from Paige, AZ, and so many others who've been through it. Yes. Yes. And USC is tied in with the Lakers, and so they all know everybody. Everybody knows everybody in LA. So she gonna get the best care, all of that type of stuff. So she'll good. I'm with you, Nancy. I'm very excited about the Valkyries. Um, I want to see what they can do. I want to see what they can do. So um, it is ready to see. Can I bring a movie up here? Or is it only images? Yeah, I can only do images. Yeah. I got it. Let me see. Let me see. Do I have a animated background? Blah blah blah. Yakety schmackety. I guess I could do a media source and just put it. Let me see. I'm trying to get a background. Let me see. Basketball. There we go. Loop. There we go. But that's not what I wanted to. I want to be. Hold on. Activate. There we go. Uh-oh. Where did we go? Oh, gotcha. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There we go. That's better. That's better. So I want to see how the Valkyries develop. She was my player of the game the other day. And if I can get my big head out the way, you can see my shot tracker. That was oops. I'm all messed up today. Hold on for a second. So we got that. There we go. All right. So if I get my big head out the way, we can do right there. Yeah, we'll sit. Yeah, we'll do this. So I can sit right behind this bar right there. There we go. Now we cooking with grease. Now we got it. We look like we professional. So Letitia Amy here, she was ball the other day. Like so I'm like, they got some good team. They got some good players on their teams, and I want to see how it's gonna get together because they coach they coach got some good experience. The coach has some really good experience. So I'm very interested to see what she gonna do. But again, I want to see um, the real competition. That's what I want to see. But it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, USC medical staff is the best of the best. When you out there like that, you got too many celebrities out there to be dealing with some bullshit. So she getting the best. Somebody was talking about her a couple weeks ago, and I'm trying to remember who it was. What's up, Tiffany? Yeah, you definitely got to start watching the W, Tiffany. Absolutely. Let me recruit you to the squad. um, I believe it was what's his name? He was one of the coaches in Unrivaled, and he used to be an assistant coach and he trains a lot of people out there in LA. He used to be an assistant coach for the Lakers for a while. Phil, is it Phil Handy? I think that's his name, Phil Handy. I think he has some stuff to say about Juju and said that she was in the right state of mind and everything, and she's gonna like on the right path. So it sounded like he had talked to her. So, but we'll see. Tiffany, who do you watch? You watch anybody you want to. You got a ton of good players, but since okay, let's do it like this. Everybody in the chat, who should Tiffany watch? Who should she watch in the WNBA? Obviously, we can say Caitlin Clark, but let's go a little bit beyond that. Saying Caitlin Clark is like saying back in the 90s, all the people that wasn't into basketball, who did they start watching? Michael Jordan, and they became Michael Jordan fans. They weren't basketball fans, they were Michael Jordan fans. So I'm trying to think of somebody that you could watch. Like, I like Sabrina Ionescu. I like Jewel Lloyd. I like Jonquel Jones. Jonquel Jones was the finals MVP. Big 6'7" girl, played for the New York Liberty from Jamaica. Or not from, I don't know if she's from Jamaica. She's from the Caribbean. That's what they say. So I'm not sure what island she's from, but she's from out there. Bahamas, maybe. Trying to think of some other people. You can come in with the rooks. You can come in with like Paige Beckers or Sonia Citron. Paige Beckers would be fun to watch if you really want to get into Caitlin Clark. That's the most popular answer. Angel Reese. Angel Reese will get you a double-double every damn game. Who else? Who else would be fun to watch? Fee Collier. Who else? Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson is the best player in the WNBA, bar none. And I'm saying that as a Caitlin Clark fan. I have no problem saying that. Asia Wilson is the best player in the WNBA, with Fee Collier like a tick below her. If Asia is number one, Fee Collier is 1.01. Not even 1.1, 1.01. They are that close together. But Asia's nasty when she's on the court. And now she got a chip on her shoulder because she was trying to three-peat last year and they couldn't get it done. But it's a lot better teams now. So you got your pick of the line. This is the perfect year to watch because there's a lot of excitement. You got a lot of good rookies coming out, and there's a lot more presentation to the league this year because of Caitlin Clark, because you got the media rights deal, and because they got a new CBA coming up, so they're trying to put their best foot forward. So, yeah, you got a lot of choices. Just pick. This is what I tell you because this is what I did. Now my story is a little different. I don't know if y'all saw my video about Kelsey Mitchell. I started watching the WNBA because of Kelsey Mitchell, right? Kelsey Mitchell went to my high school. I knew her father. It's a personal thing. So check out my video about Kelsey Mitchell. But you got Caitlin Clark. Watch somebody popular and then just find somebody else to watch. That's what I did. Because I know when I started really watching the W, the people that I knew was obviously Kelsey Mitchell, Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker, but she ended up retiring that year. I thought Candace Parker was going to get 1 year with Angel Reese. I thought Candace Parker would have made Angel Reese that much better. But she stepped away from the game. She let all the young kids coming in, so she stepped away. So I always say Diana Taurasi, she's gone now. Chelsea Gray, like I said, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart. There's a lot of people. You can cover your eyes and just go to any team and pick somebody. But pick a very popular player and then pick somebody that you don't know anything about and just watch. If you can't watch them, just make sure you update your stats. Go on ESPN and update the stats every couple of days. That's how I got into it. Now, it doesn't hurt that I got two sisters. I got a twin sister and an older sister. And both my twin sisters were phenomenal athletes. Me and all my siblings are all state champions when we were in high school. My twin sister was a basketball champion. I was a football champion, and my big sister was a track and field champion. So, uh, yeah, you can't. There is no wrong answer, Tiff. There is no wrong answer. So I'm just happy you start just watch it. Yep. Yeah, Nancy, I'm with you 100% on that one. I don't know what Swoops had against Caitlin Clark or what. I didn't understand the logic in some of the stuff that I was hearing, and it didn't make sense to me because I look at it like this. Because the big argument was last year, and this is my opinion. A lot of, I can't even say most, a lot of the veterans in the W had a attitude. They had a "we were here first" attitude because, and I'm trying to think back. Other than Candace Parker, and then let me preface this: there were other players that were as good, but Candace Parker, in my opinion, was the only player that I can think of that transcended the sport. And when I say transcended the sport, think of Michael Jordan, think of Tiger Woods, think of what Caitlin Clark just did. Candace Parker did that when she came into the league. And when you transcend the sport, that means if you talk to somebody that knows absolutely nothing about the WNBA and you mention a name, they will recognize that name. They might not know what they do, but they've heard that name before. If you ask your great aunt who Caitlin Clark is, I'm sure she's heard of her. That's what I mean when I say when they transcend the sport. Um, when Tiger Woods happened, there was a bunch of people that didn't give a shit about golf, never played golf, never cared about golf, but they started watching because Tiger Woods. You can go back and you can look at just like we do now with the W. Um, when you looking at the stats and the viewership and the attendance at the games when Caitlin Clark plays, the same exact thing happened with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was playing in tournaments, and all of a sudden that tournament is selling out. That tournament never sold out before. Now Tiger Woods is coming to town. Ain't enough room in town. All the hotels sold up. Everybody, all the hotels, they done went up in price $100. Tickets to get to Podunk PGA events selling out, and the ticket prices are tripling and quadrupling, and they still selling out. That's what Tiger Woods did when he came out. That's how big he was. He transcended the sport. That's what Caitlin Clark did. That's what Candace Parker did to a degree. But other than her, who who can you think of that transcended like that at that particular time? I can't think of anybody. I'm sure there's probably like somebody like Lance. What's the guy that rode the bike and got caught cheating and all that kind of stuff? Lance, what's his name? Got testicular cancer and all that type of stuff. All of that type of stuff. The Tour de France guy. Why can't I remember his name? But anyways, um, at that particular time, his name was everywhere. His name was everywhere, and you didn't have to know Lance Armstrong. Lord have mercy. Thank you, bro. Um, you didn't have to follow Tour de France or professional cyclists. You didn't have to follow any of that. You knew the name. Diana Taurasi, I don't put her in there. Diana Taurasi was big in basketball circles, but I don't think she transcended, in my opinion. I don't think if you took somebody that didn't know nothing about women's basketball and you said, or nothing about sports at all, and you mentioned Diana Taurasi, would they know who she was? Candace Parker, I believe they would. Like I said, Lance Armstrong, Tiger Woods, Caitlin Clark. Um, Tom Brady, he's transcended. Trying to think of some other people. You know, it's just like that. Some people got that recipe and some people don't. Most people don't. Um, Liberals help that transcend many heard. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Jerry Rice. Yep. Jerry Rice is a good one. Jerry Rice is a good one. So you got you just got some people like that. And I think Candace was that person. Caitlin is that person now. And the the other veterans in the league, you can't have that attitude. You can't have that we were here first attitude. I mean, you can, but it's not going to do you any good. And it's not going to change anything. Shohei Otani. Otani's not there yet, but he's getting there. He's getting there because Otani reminds me of, I don't know if y'all remember that. Do y'all remember when David Ortiz, Big Poppy, was playing with Boston, and Boston went on that run and they won the World Series? And I remember this, and this just happened for me. I don't know what everybody else's experience was, even if you watched baseball. But there was a time for me, there was about a month span where every time I turned on baseball to watch Boston and Big Poppy got up at the plate, he hit the ball out of the park. At least that's what it seemed like. Every time I watched him on television, it seemed like he did something. And I was like, every time this guy steps up to the plate, something happens. Barry Bonds was the same way. Barry Bonds is a good one. Barry Bonds was the same way. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, Diana Taurasi was nasty. Now, I'm not crazy about Diana Taurasi. I mentioned this before. I was not a fan of Diana Taurasi because I think she's a dirty player. That's my opinion. But she was still nasty. She was still nasty. Shamika Holdsclaw, yeah. She don't transcend though. But listen, Otani, the stuff that dude is doing is otherworldly. It don't make no sense. You could, some of the stuff that he's doing, you couldn't write it in a movie. If you saw it in a movie, you wouldn't believe it. So you just got people like that. And I think now the way the W is set up and what they are doing and how they're promoting Yao Ming. Yao Ming was fun to watch. Did Yao Ming transcend? That's a good one. That's a good one. I think Yao Ming, yeah, he may have transcended. Magic Bird, yeah, obviously Magic and Larry Bird, obviously Dr. J, he transcended. But again, we talking about you going back that far. That was a different era. You didn't have like me and Carlos was talking earlier. You didn't have all of the distractions when Magic and Bird happened, and Kareem and that whole thing, the golden years of the NBA. So, hey Nancy, we don't get older, we get better. So it's all good. But heck, Houston, Warren Moon. Shoot, if you in Houston, gotta mention Warren Moon. Did he transcend? I think he did because he came from the CFL and he had them in both continents. So so you don't think Warren Moon transcended this? It's all good. Yao was good because you know what? I would say Yao because a lot of people showed up for the spectacle. They had never seen a Chinese dude as big as he was that could play ball like him. Yao Ming was what, 7'5"? He was bigger than Shaq. So yeah, I would put Yao Ming in that. I'll put Yao Ming in that. Yeah, Nancy, back then it was so you're talking about the 80s. The 80s, so the 70s were we talking football now. The 70s were the Pittsburgh Steelers era. The 80s were the San Francisco 49ers era. The 90s were the Cowboys era. The 2000s were Patriots era. Patriots, you can stick Pittsburgh in there. And in the 2010s, the teens, I guess the teens would be Brady. I don't know. I gotta get my dates right. But every era's got somebody that just wreck shop. So Buffalo. If you only had a kicker. If you only had a kicker. So but the WNBA as a league, they're trending in the right direction. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen. Caitlin Clark has been as advertised, and she's paying dividends. Angel Reese has been as advertised and is paying dividends. Basically that whole rookie class last year, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Rakea Jackson, Cam Brink, all of those rookies, really, you recognize those names. So yeah, Cam Brink got hurt, but they all doing stuff. They all doing stuff, and it's made the league better. And this crop of rookies, it's getting there. It's getting there. So, Alan, we about to get up out of here, man. Caitlin is definitely bringing the eyeballs. Nancy, I'll say this before I get up out of here. So, Caitlin Clark is the most visible athlete in the W, and some would say in sports right now, and that's a valid argument. I say all the time, if you put LeBron, Steph Curry, Caitlin Clark at a table, the line for Caitlin Clark would be just as long as Steph Curry and LeBron. The way Caitlin is doing stuff right now. So, see, Alan, let me tell you something about that, man. And again, let me preface this by saying I am a Caitlin Clark fan. Caitlin Clark talks cash shit. That girl talks more shit than a lot of people, and people just don't catch it. Even if you go back and you look at last season, when the whole situation with Kennedy Carter knocked her down and all that type of stuff, she was talking shit to Kennedy Carter that whole game. The worst thing about that was not that Kennedy Carter hip checked her, because if you look at it, it really wasn't a hard hit. It was just that it caught her off guard and she wasn't expecting it. That's why she fell. It wasn't a hard hit. The fact is that Caitlin Clark got into Kennedy's head that hard. But Caitlin Clark was talking mad shit that game before that incident happened. Caitlin Clark talks mad shit. So that stuff that Angel Reese did, when you on a court like that and you got somebody that talks shit, when you win, talk your talk. Talk your talk. You can't see me, whatever that is. Because guess what? She didn't make it up. Now, you can refute the story that Haley Van Lith told and all that type of shit. It don't really matter. But Caitlin Clark did look at the bench and do like that one time. So she just didn't pull that out of the sky. And again, Caitlin Clark talks mad shit. And when I became a Caitlin Clark fan was after LSU beat up on them. And Caitlin Clark at her presser admitted as much. She does talk. We two competitors, we talk a lot of trash. That's what you do when you compete against each other. I was like, respect. You didn't try to deny it. She owned up to it. And they beat us. What else she gonna say? And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm a fan. Because she owned up to her shit. They got their ass whooped. She gave LSU and Angel the props. And she came back and got to the finals the following year. Unfortunately, both years she made it to the finals, very much like your Buffalo Bills. The first year you ran into the buzzsaw, that was LSU. The next year you ran into the buzzsaw, that was the undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks and Dawn Staley. So bad timing. Bad timing. And it wasn't like Caitlin Clark dropped 30 in that game versus LSU. It ain't like she had a bad game, but she just didn't have a better team. So, but I'm saying all that to say, don't hate on Angel Reese because Caitlin Clark talks a lot of shit. So, and when you competing like that, all's fair and all's fair. If you bust that ass, talk your talk. Talk your talk. Um, um, I won't disagree with that, but I'll tell you right now, they don't even get as far as they did if Angel Reese doesn't play. Like a lot of people try to find something like wrong with Angel, but um, Angel is the best post position player in the WNBA right now. That girl gets position better than anybody in the league. She did it last year. I don't know if her Uncle Shaq showed her some tips. I don't know where she got that from, but that girl gets position under the rim better than anyone. And it sounds weird saying it like this. She is a quick jumper. She can get up in the air quickly. That's how she gets those rebounds and putbacks. She gets up quickly. Her quick twitch or whatever you want to call it, she gets up in the air very quickly for somebody her size. And she just out hustles people. So she is the Dennis Rodman of the W. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know, that happened years ago. She got her ring up on the mantle, and regardless of what you think about it, how she did it, whether you liked it or not, you can't take that away. You national champion, so it is what it is. So, but yeah, it's good. It's a good year to pay attention. Good year to start watching. So, can't wait for Flau'jae too. I thought she was gonna come out. Flau'jae, Olivia Miles, um, and who else? It was somebody else that stayed. Oh, AZ Fudd. AZ Fudd. So it'll be a deep draft next season. So Flau'jae threw Angel under the bus. I didn't read that. But it's all, it's all a bunch of stuff because you remember in 2023, after LSU had won it, Angel was off the team for 2 weeks or something like that. So, they had their issues, but, it is what it is. I know what the NCAA going to be lit next year. I know that because everybody's going to be watching because everybody want to see all of these people that went to transfer portal. They want to see what they're going to do with their new teams. I want to see Olivia Miles at TCU. I want to see Keomi McMiller at Penn State. I want to see wherever Echo, the freshman guard from USC, wherever she transferred to, I want to see her play. So, I want to see what Niele Ivey is going to do at Notre Dame now that Olivia Miles left. You still got Hannah Hidalgo, and Hannah Hidalgo was doing some things when Olivia Miles was hurt. So let's see what they're going to do. Let's see what they're going to do. Penn State has no one else. You are absolutely right. Why Keomi McMiller went to Penn State? I hope she got paid because Penn State was last in the division in the conference. Penn State was hot garbage. Why would you want to go to Penn State? I guess she wanted to be the show, and she's going to be the show because there ain't nobody else scoring. Ain't nobody else scoring. So, Tiffany, you like Birdman? I ain't mad at you. Juju, yeah, Juju was the cash cow at USC. She'll be back. She'll be back. So, but I'm gonna get up out of here, man. We rocked and rolled for an hour and a half. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the feedback on the graphics. I'm still working on a lot of things. I'm trying to step my game up, trying to do some things and give you some presentations that nobody else is doing. I'm trying to do stuff that nobody else is doing. I'm on my After Effects grind. I'm on my Premiere and my DaVinci grind. I'm trying to get it done. I'm on my Blender grind, my 3D animation and all that type of stuff. So trying to put a package together that nobody has ever seen because I got to be different. Got to step the game up. So appreciate the feedback. And I tell everybody, if there's something that you want to see, like some effect or something you see on television, let me know because that's where I get my ideas from. I'll see something on television. I'll record it with my phone and then figure out how to do it later. But having said all of that, I appreciate everybody. Appreciate you, Henry. Nancy, please, please, please make sure you subscribe. Do not be a stranger. Alan, do not. Alan, is it Alan or Alaine? Elaine Tron. I'm saying Alan. I'm very particular about getting folks' names right. So put that in the chat phonetically how you would say that. Is it Elaine or Alan? But in any case, Tiffany, as usual. Carlos, if you're still in there, I appreciate you coming on, bro. At the Final Four in Phoenix. Nice. Nice. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. The chat was going. We gotta next time bring some people, bring your friends. Bring your friends and have a conversation in the chat. If you belong to any groups, any Facebook groups or Twitter groups or anything like that, invite them to the chat. Invite them to the chat. I'm trying to bring this up, and I will always be able to drop my link, just like Carlos came on. Carlos is a friend of the show. He comes on regularly, but it's open to anybody that wants to come on the show. You do not have to have your camera on. You can turn the camera off and I can still hear you. So if you want to come on the show, but you camera shy, that's cool. We can still accommodate. So I just want to put that out there because I know a lot of people like, I don't want my face on camera. I understand. But you can still come on and you can just, all you got to do is turn your camera off and we can still hear you. It'll be just like making a phone call. So keep that in mind next time because I want to get people on the show because I don't want to have a monologue. I want to have a conversation. All right. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll probably be doing some stuff tomorrow because who plays tomorrow? Connecticut and New York play tomorrow. So I'll be watching that game. That will be at 7 p.m. I don't see ESPN or anything as far as who is what channel it's on. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna be on the WNBA app. All right. So y'all check that out. I'm gonna get up out of here, and I will see y'all in the next one. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, peace.